So, what are the three systems that every seven-figure earner, coach, consultant, agency owner need to actually be profitable? And that's exactly what I'm going to be covering here in this video. If you guys haven't ever tuned into my YouTube before, welcome to the channel. My name is Dorian Freilich, where I help coaches, consultants, and agency owners just like yourself scale to those $100,000 months. Now, that being said, this video is going to essentially show you the exact systems, three exact systems to be exact, on what I use to scale to seven figures with every single partner, a coach, consultant that I help. Now, that being said, again, most important thing here is that you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and tune in for the later videos. But no further ado, let's get jumped right into the video. Now, first things first is what we're going to call step number one, and that's your traffic sources. As a business owner in the new world, you need to have an online presence, okay? You need to have what we call organic, and you also need to have what we call paid ads. The difference between the two: organic builds trust, and paid ads reaches people at a lot quicker rate. Okay. Now, combined together is essentially what's going to help you guys scale unpredictably, scale predictably, right? And every single month after month, you'll know exactly how much you'll be making at minimum, and then you scale above that every single month. Okay. The people that fail are the people that pick one thing and don't want to do the next, right? It's their way or the highway. If you want to actually scale, you need paid ads mixed with organic. Organic always builds trust, and it's down there to essentially nurture and build authority within your specific niche, okay? As well, you're able to drive your consumers there. If someone doesn't buy, you can drive into organic content, and again, just nurtures them along the way, all right? So let's jump in. I want to show you guys a few different things here. Let's get right to it. So keeping your funnel full is in a mix of, again, like I mentioned, organic and paid traffic. Without it, you're typically going to have very unpredictable times because you're relying on just one traffic funnel, right? Organic, it works really, really well. A lot of qualified people come from organic. Just like how you're watching this YouTube channel organically, right? You probably watch a lot of my stuff, and if you haven't, you're probably going to continue to watch because of the value that I give. Now, that being said, organic content works really, really well to get a buyer or a potential buyer to actually move forward, trust you, make you look like the authority, and then them to buy, right? Whereas paid traffic is essentially made to reach the mass, right? Reach the people who would have no clue who you are. They're not in your ecosystem, and we can use ads to retarget them. We can even use ads to retarget your organic content to make sure that people see you over and over again, right? So that's the importance of having both of them. Now, that being said, I want to show you guys another thing. So let me grab my pen here. I want to show you guys a couple different differences, and we'll go to the paid ad side here. There's a lot of different things when it comes to the paid ad side, right? You're going to have your creatives, and excuse my writing here, it's going to be terrible. You're going to have your creatives, believe it or not. You're going to have your creatives you're testing. You're going to have budgets. So I'm just going to put dollar signs, right? Your budget that you're essentially testing. Other things you're going to have is like targeting, right? So we're just going to do one of these, a little crosshair. Right, you're targeting, and all of these are going to essentially help you find the exact persona of which you are targeting, right? We're always aiming for the highly qualified person. We're aiming for the top of the funnel, and without that, you're going to find people who essentially just don't have money. If you're not doing this, you're not going to have any sort of money. You're not going to talk to rich people. Let's put it that way. And with that, you're going to have trouble selling. You're going to have low show-up rates, and people are just not going to be buying from you. You're not going to be able to scale that predictably because people without the money are going to be the people that are just unqualified and they can't move forward. Okay, so let's take a look here. The different things and different paid advertising methods is one is going to be Meta. So you have obviously your Instagram side of things as well as your Facebook. So we're going to put IG. Right, and then also like your Facebook. Okay, now these are perfect, especially, I mean, as a coach, consultant, or even an agency owner. Typically, you're not going to be running too many Google ads. That's more going to be on your client side. If you work with local businesses, like, you're going to crush with the Google ads. They bring in a lot of qualified people, but one thing is you can't use it with broke people. So again, if you want to have the ability to run on every single platform with a large budget, you need to target those types of people. And you're going to find them here on Instagram and Facebook using what we call, obviously, paid ads. Now, the benefit of also having paid ads is the fact that this is where they kind of come into play, and using both of them is very, very effective. So we're going to have our first stage of funnel here. So first, you're going to have people that come from paid ads, right? We'll just put a bunch of little dots here. As well, you're going to have your traffic from organic, okay? These are all organic traffic, and then you have your paid ad traffic. Now, what we're able to do with the paid ads that you can't do with organic is do what we call retarget. Okay, so we're going to essentially retarget. That's retarget. So we're essentially going to retarget. What is that? What does retargeting mean? Well, we're basically going to be retargeting people, and that means once they have watched a video, once they've commented, liked, interacted, viewed your page, they've done anything with a YouTube or Instagram account, or even your paid ads. If they went through your paid ads before, we're going to essentially put them in a very specific group, and in that group, we are going to target those people. Okay, so now what's happening is we're getting more qualified people. And why does that, how are we getting more qualified people by retargeting? Well, essentially, the people who have watched at least, let's say, call it 25% of your organic Instagram video, or a YouTube video, or even a Facebook ad, right, through Facebook and Instagram, we're able to then retarget them and put them in a very special category. And from that, we're only retargeting those people from here on out. So as you go down this funnel, you're going to start to realize that you're going to start to target less and less people. And the whole purpose of that is because in the front end, we're going to make it pretty hard for them to essentially get seen, like see our ads or see our content again. Now, like why? Why would you do that? Again, we want to make it hyper specific to the people who are actually watching our content. So the only people who are going to get to the next part here, yes, you might start off in the beginning, let's say a 3-second video watch, people who watch at least 3 seconds of a video. Then you're going to move it on to, as you have more traffic coming in, you say, okay, it's qualified, is it not qualified? Well, if it's not, we're going to make it even harder, right? We're going to put like a 25% video watch filter. So only people that have gotten either, again, 3 seconds, or they've watched at least 25% after the fact that you've already tested the 3 seconds. Then you have the 25% watch time. From here, the whole purpose of why we're doing this is because by then, what's happening is the people that are going to continue to watch your content is going to get smaller and smaller, right? So from that to that, then down to here is going to be the few, what we call, other known as the people that have the money, right? And these are going to be your, again, excuse my writing, these are going to be your buyers, okay? That's horrendous. Your buyers. Let's put that up there that you guys can read it. So all these people in here are going to be your buyers, right? So it's really important that you use ads and your organic, because what you're going to be doing is just directing everyone who's qualified down here. Again, using paid ads, they come into your community, they see your Instagram, they see your content, they see your YouTube. We retarget them with YouTube long form content. That way they watch it, they get bought in, just how you're getting bought in right now. Again, it's part of the system. Like, you're gonna start to see my content over and over again. And it's because you guys are now in my ecosystem and I want you to see my content. I wanna give you free value. I don't want you to buy right away. I want you guys to see content and value before you come to me and say, hey, Dorian, I appreciate everything that you have. This is great content. It's really actionable steps that you give me. I want to go forward. I want you to just kind of help me with this and do it, the professional way, right? And some of you might just say, hey, Dorian, let's get to it. I like what I see. I want to move forward, right? But the majority of the people, they're going to see your content. They want to see your content. And then from there, they're going to make the decisions to move forward, okay? So this is essentially step number 1. You need to be using all your traffic sources. And obviously, I'll have a more in-depth video on retargeting itself and how to actually use that, the different things. There's a lot to it. But let's digress here. Step number 1 was the traffic sources. So you got your paid ads, your organic, and with that, you understand both and what you're able to do with both to then, again, get your qualified buyer. So let's move on to the next step. So step number 2 is converting leads to revenue, right? Now, everyone loves leads. Now, with me, and you guys will start to realize as you watch through my videos, my content, that I don't like leads. Now, what the hell does that mean, right? You might be saying, Dorian, you're speaking a whole different language here. Why wouldn't you want leads? The purpose and reason why you don't want leads is because the fact that we don't essentially want unqualified people, right? Leads to me are majority unqualified people. What I like is book calls. That's where you make your money. I make my money when I book a call, when I talk to someone. Just how your clients are. Your clients are only going to make money whether you're working with local businesses where the client has to come in and talk to that business owner, or you're working with coach consultants, just like myself, maybe help fitness offers, whatever it may be. You have to speak with the person. So I personally don't like leads. To me, it's just like a dopamine hit. It's like, sick. Look at these $6 leads I'm getting. Look at these $20 leads I'm getting. This is so awesome. I'm getting 30 of them a day. Like, this is insane, right? No, that's not how it works. How it really works is, oh, look at this book call. Oh, my book call is sub $100. It's time to scale. My cost per call taken is under $150. Let's scale the shit out of it, right? Those are the metrics you want, right? So these are the things that you're going to track And a lot of creators, they just don't track it, right? They're leaving money on the table because essentially they don't have a predictable process. And as well, they don't have a predictable sales process that is going to convert, right? You can have a process, but you need to have one that's actually going to convert, right? So I want to break down essentially the different pipelines. I'm not going to show you the exact pipelines, but I'm going to kind of show you the different things that you want to be tracking. And again, it's not all about getting leads. It's about moving them through to your book call. Like, you can have 100 leads, but if only 10 of them move through to your book call, well, the other 90, they don't matter. Unless you are that person who's in the inner circle, who has access to the back channel rev scaling licensing, right? All of my members have one-on-one call every single week where we deep dive into the process, break down their funnels, help them with client fulfillment, making sure they're actually getting client results. Because if you're not getting your clients' results, unfortunately, you're not going to be getting results, right? They're going to leave you, but the next time you know it, you have no more clients. So we make sure that we check over all their funnels, make sure that they have good SOPs, they have their team in place, everything and everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Their book calls is at a great number. Their book cost per call taken is at a great number. All their metrics are tracked as well. They have 3 calls per week where we essentially go through different trainings, teaching you ads, teaching you different ad strategies, different techniques, back-end selling systems, help with sales. We help you with the whole 9 yards, making sure that you guys are getting the fulfillment, you guys are getting the results that you're going to need to actually scale your business. So that being said, all the links will be down below for that program and that inner circle there. Let's get back to it. So first things first, obviously, we're going to take a look at the tracker here. Now, within this tracker, let's get this little handy dandy pen out. In the tracker, we're going to be tracking a lot of stuff. So there's a huge tab up here that I also didn't include. In that tab is going to have specific things to your YouTube channel, which tells you all the metrics from your YouTube channel, where your calls are coming from, the cash collected per YouTube video, the most qualified people, what video they're coming from. That way you can double down on what's working. So all your YouTube metrics are tracked, your setter metrics are tracked, their conversions, their sets, absolutely everything. Their the sets that they made that turned into a sale, your closers numbers, the objections they get, most common objections. You'll have their close rates, you'll have their cash collected, you'll have the average order value, you'll have everything about their leads, through the name, what stage they're in, as well as a link. Like, everything's super accessible with this tracker here. And not only that, you can also track all your book calls and where they've essentially went. So first thing here, we have our book calls, and this is going to be your main tracker. So this is like kind of like the hub. From there, you have your show up rate. Okay, you have your live calls. You'll have your sales. You'll have your cash collected. You have your average order value. These numbers here are essentially what you can look at and say, hey, is this funnel working? Are these people qualified, right? Because as you go down, you will start to see that, okay, the book calls here, the show ups here, or so the show rate, these are the people that showed up. These are the people that made the sale, right? How many we sold as well. These are the people that we got cash collected from. And this is the average order value. So you can go down your funnel and essentially say, hey, this is working, or hey, this is not working and we need to change things, right? So it's very, very important that we look at that stuff there. Now, as well, we're able to see here is your payment amounts, again, on specific dates. You can see the types of calls you guys have, any of your Typeform. I use Typeform Calendly setup. It just works best. It brings us the cheapest cost per qualified call. So Typeform submissions, all your recent transactions and the information that they have for those there. And then as well, where your leads are coming from, the closer who's taking them, okay, and more importantly, the exact campaign, the exact ad, the exact video, the source. Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? And the status of them. Okay, and that's all done through a tracker. So it's super, super important you have something that's going to track all your metrics. That way you can make the active decisions as a business owner and make the right decisions to make to scale your business profitably. Okay, so here we're going to go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to step number 3. So step number 3 is going to be your operations system scaling without you. Now, what the hell does that mean, right? Well, essentially what this means is we're going to build a conveyor belt. A lot of agency owners, a lot of coaches, consultants, they have the most trouble when it comes to fulfillment because every single client they bring in is a new strategy, is a whole new operation, and it's a whole new conveyor belt. Right? They don't have a conveyor belt. It's just a whole new process every single time. And with that, it always takes you as a business owner to be involved because your team doesn't know what's going on. Your client is lost. He's like, well, what's going on? What's this onboarding? They're not clear on anything. And you have to run the entire operations. So you have no SOPs for fulfillment. You have nothing that's going to basically take someone from this step to this step to this step very seamlessly. As well, if you have 10 people come in, it's going to completely kill you. You're going to be stuck doing fulfillment every single day and making sure that your clients are doing well. When in reality, if you built a conveyor belt so it's the exact same operation, it goes around and around every single time someone comes in, it's the same things, they get the same processes, the same SOPs, the same videos, the same course, the same access, the same links, they get everything. Okay, now this is what's going to allow you to scale profitably. Right? Not having to hire a bunch of random people to do projects and do things that you essentially don't need done, right? So you need that conveyor belt system, has automations for the onboarding, it streamlines your delivery, right? And as well, it has the retention. Okay, the retention is the most important part. You can you can get 10 clients, and from that, maybe 3 months later, you have no more clients. So you have to do the whole process again, right? You're continuously having to run ads and more ads and more ads and target all these people because you cannot retain a client. And the reason for that is because you don't have the right conveyor belt for the fulfillment. So onboarding, you need to have automations. Whenever someone comes in for onboarding, it's the exact same processes, right? Onboarding is very easy once you have a system for it. Okay, so onboarding is going to be a part. In the end of the day, this is all going to tie into the Backchannel Rev Scaling license, again, which everyone has access to. The links are down in the description for the inner circle there. The onboarding is essentially going to allow you as a business owner to take yourself out and have processes and systems and team members to take on a new client. That way, when a new client comes in, it's another process. They like the process, and you're going to get feedback from your clients. If you have a great fulfillment and onboarding, you're going to get feedback from your clients, right? The next thing is going to be fulfillment. The fulfillment itself is once the client comes on, you need to make sure you're getting them results. If you don't, what's going to happen is your retention is going to be down and it's going to decrease. And by the time you know it, you're going to have a big old 0 clients left, right? And we don't want that. We want to have the onboarding go successful. To then, what's going to happen is they move over into fulfillment. Okay, so once your fulfillment comes into place, right, you're going to be getting them good results. And when people get good results, they talk highly of you. New clients will come from that. But the main part is they're going to stay. You're going to be able to retain these clients month after month. And what's going to happen is something like this. Again, like I mentioned, once you retain people, they always speak about it. They talk to other people. They talk highly of you. And they're going to send someone else to you. And again, it's the same process. The onboarding, you get them good results. They stay with you, they talk highly of you, they send someone else, and so on and so forth. So you have your onboarding fulfillment tied together, your fulfillment and retention tied together, and your onboarding and retention tied together. That way, at the end of the day, you have what we call the Backchannel Rev Scaling license. So this is where you're able to scale profitably. You know the exact persona, the right people to target, you're making money, and again, this is what's going to get you to those $100,000 months. Again, these are the 3 things that you need to be a 7-figure earner. You need to have the operations and systems to scale, right? You need to have the systems once you've closed someone. You need to understand what to do within your ads, within your organic, what content to make, what content not to make. Because if you just follow blindly, it's going to be the blind leading the blind. You're going to think, oh, this is the right content to make. I like it. And it's because you only like it. It's not because it's actually converting to the most important thing, the cash collected and your sales, right? If you're booking a shit ton of calls and you have a bunch of leads, but they're not converting, they're not showing up, what good is that, right? That's not the right content to make. It's not all about the views. It's always about finding and hyper-specifically targeting the exact persona of the qualified person that you consider is qualified. Okay, so that's step number 2. And back to the main step here is step number 1, is actually driving in all this traffic. So you need to have the right process and the right systems, the right ad strategies. Again, the Inner Circle guys get all access to this. We have plenty of different SOPs for ads, what to do when you have this, what to do if this happens. We have absolutely everything. Again, guys, those are the 3 systems for every single 7-figure earner within the coaching space, the consulting space, and even agency owners that are using this are able to hit $100,000 a month. Okay. So that being said, guys, my name is Dorian. If you haven't already, go ahead, like the video, subscribe, share it with others. And that being said, if you want to join the Inner Circle, jump on a call with myself, see if you qualify there, and see if we'd be a good fit for each other to able to scale your consulting business, coaching business, or agency itself. Then again, you know what to do. Click the links down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.